Hi everybody and welcome to my video channel. Today I'm going to be giving a bit of a lowdown on my Audi TTS, which I bought with my own hard-earned cash from new. So hopefully I'll be able to give you a fairly unbiased opinion of what's good and what's not quite so good on the car, and maybe give you guys who are thinking about something like this an idea of what to expect when you if you bought. So no further ado, let's get on and do it. Right, so here we are. It's a 2015 model Audi TTS Mark III, which was bought from Audi Leicester, finished in glacier white, which I think quite suits the car. Nice contrast between the black trimmings on the side, the aluminium look mirrors, and the black grille. It's also got the 19-inch standard TTS alloys, which again set the car off quite nicely. I was thinking about getting the 20-inch, but to be quite honest, they look like a right nightmare to keep clean. And you normally find that the ride quality is compromised by a larger wheel, and also you're saving, I think it's in the region of £850 there or thereabouts on the options cost by sticking with the standard ones, which don't look too bad actually. So yeah, there she is. Another option I took was the red painted calipers, which standard they're black. These are red painted with the TTS, you can't really see it too well there, TTS logo. I'll scoot around the other side, you can probably see slightly better on that. There we go. Oh, it says TT, but it does actually say it's got an S on the end, which look quite nice. I think that was around about a £380 option to go for that. So yeah, the car comes on Potenza rubber. I think there's 3 different options of rubber that it comes with. You don't get a look in on that. It's just whatever's fitted to the car. Some people have expressed or concern that they're not getting rubber that they know really well, but I think Potenza's not a bad make, and it tends to hold the road pretty well. It's running on 240/30 section rubber, sorry, 245/35 section rubber even, and I think that's the same for the rear as well. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, 245/30. So yeah, they're the Bridgestone Potenzas, which, yeah, they're pretty good, and I expect to get around about, I don't know, 15 to 20,000 miles out of those. Moving up to the fuel filler, it's the brushed aluminium. Don't know if it actually is aluminium. The outer band is. I think that's aluminium. TT look, so it's got the recessed Allen screws now, which looks pretty cool. Standard entry. I didn't go for keyless. You can see the recess there where the keyless option would be, so you just put your thumb in there and it opens out without having to engage the key in the car at all. But it doesn't take a great deal to push the button on the remote control. Here the aluminium look mirrors, which are exclusive to the TTS. And at the front, the biggest change to the Mark III over the Mark II is the front end, with the Audi rings now moved up to the bonnet, which I think improves it no end compared to having them sitting actually in the grille where they did in the Mark I and Mark II. The only problem is it tends to collect a lot of dirt just down there where the water collects, and tends to make it look a bit mucky sometimes. And the sharper headlights as well. It makes it gives it a far more aggressive front end. Wash white, which is standard, and these are the LED headlamps you can see in there. So they're very, very good at night. Very, very bright, extremely bright. Low front splitter here. Again, it's a massive grille, which I kind of like. It's a, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, I don't know, but yeah, it kind of grows on you after a while. And a lot of air ducting again on both sides. You can just see in there, probably the oil cooler back there on each side. I'll pull the bonnet in a bit and you can have a look. Car fitted with DAB radio. It's a B&O stereo system, which is really, really good. And that aerial on top isn't for the telephone. It's for the DAB radio. So yeah. Right. Pull the bonnet. I can find it. There we go. So there's the engine. 2 litre TFSI turbo, producing 310 PS, which is about 306 brake horsepower. 0 to 62 in 4.6, 0 to 60 in 4.4. Extra 0.2 of a second, be all important. So they're neatly tucked away. Don't ask me what it all does, I haven't got a clue. But all I know is when the light comes on, it's normally an oil light, and you need to check your oil. Not that I've let it get that far before. But yeah, neatly tucked away. Looks nice and clean still. It's a good sound deadening as well. The car is actually very, very quiet when it's running. Very, very quiet. So yeah, there we go. And if you go around and look at the boot, you see the sort of size that you get. Okay, there we go. I opted for the boot tiding, which is not a cheap option actually, about £130. So there you go, it lifts up like that. And underneath you get not a great deal, to be honest. Get some oil. Batteries located in the rear as well. And you get in there. There's no spare tyre. There's just a inflator, which I've been advised not to use. So I said at the garage, but I've got a puncture to effectively call recovery, because once you start putting the gubbins into the alloy, into the rubber rather, to seal the puncture, you've pretty much bulged your tyre up. So yeah. Okay, let's close this down. And there's the boot spoiler on there as well, which raises up when you get to about 78 miles an hour. I'll show you that in a minute. So let's get inside the car. Show you some of this. Get your electric windows there, door mirror there, right, left. Lock for the car. Unlock. Okay. Now one of the most talked about things on the TTS is the TFT display, which is pretty cool. Let's just get this going so you can see what we're on about. There we go. So the red line is just below 8,000 RPM. The MMI takes a bit of getting used to. It's you can activate it either on the steering wheel, here and here, together with all the other buttons as well, or you can activate it, turn the radio down, or you can activate it via this wheel here.
Live view for your safe driving.
That's mine.
Starting normal recording.
That's my camera as well, which I'll go into detail in another video about. So we've got the MMI wheel here. So if you look on the screen, you can change it around. At the moment we're into the media setting. Go radio, then bring up all the radio, so you can find all the various channels that you want, etc., on there. So we're turning this wheel here. I can also do it on here as well, so we've got all of that. There's a the map nav button there as well. I didn't specify nav with the car, so didn't take that particular option up because it's £1,800. I didn't quite honestly think it's worth it. I think later on, some later date, they're going to be putting on an upgrade via SD card, so probably about £500. So anyway, so telephone, click that down, you get your telephone, all your various things on there as well, so you can make the call, nice and easy. Parking brake here, which I never use, to be quite honest. I just leave it in park in the car. We'll take that off. So yeah, and like I say, everything can be done on the steering wheel as well. You can go through that. To the bottom, you've got the boost button, so that well, you can see when you rev the car up. No, you can't see it, but when you're driving, the boost, there's a little bar chart thing that goes along there and shows how much boost you're using. More novelty than anything else, I think. And to the left, you've got your temperature there, oil temperature. Then below that, you've got your water temperature as well. Again, with those little blocky bars that go along. You can change the view on the screen. If you go into view on here, you'll see that. Push that. It then goes to the two smaller speedometer and rev counter, and it also shows you your track and the album art cover, which is quite nice. So we'll come back out of that, go back to the default view, which is the TTS only view. Top right, you can see there, that's the amount of range I've got, the tank, and the right of that, the amount of signal I'm getting on my phone as well. Top left is the name of the track, and then all the other stuff down there as well. So it's a very comprehensive dashboard. It's great. I do like it. To start with, I was a bit concerned that I like traditional gauges and everything else, but yeah, I've sort of grown into it. It looks really good. Okay, so then we've got the turbine style heaters. This is for your seat heating. Push it in there. You've got 3 heatings, 2, and then 1. And then off. I've not used it yet because it's been too warm. And underneath that, there's a vent control there. You can just turn it like this to direct it where you want, which is quite cool. And then in the middle here, we've got this one here, which allows you to recirculate the air inside the cabin and off. I've got the air conditioning here set to auto, the climate control, I should say. And there's the air conditioning button there, so that's illuminated fully. The bottom bit there, that means it's on, and that's off. And again, the seat heating on for the passenger side is down there. It can be turned on and off underneath, so it's quite a cool thing. I really like it. Rear demister, front demister heater there. It's like I said, this car's got the Bang & Olufsen stereo system. I think it's 600 watts with 12 speakers, I think. So that's pretty cool. Below here we've got the lights set to auto, so they come on when it gets dark and go off when it gets light, etc. And you've got your fog lights front and rear on there as well. Got automatic dipping rear view mirror, which is nice. You've got a nice cubby hole down here as well, so you can put plenty of stuff in there with a cup holder that folds up there. Again, I don't tend to eat food or drink drinks in the car because it tends to go everywhere, and I like to look after my cars if I can. So glove box, not what sort of space in there. You've got 2 sockets in there for your media, or I guess for the navigation upgrades. Some sockets, so and a nice little cubby here for the phone. It fits in. There's a recess. I don't know whether you can see it, but there's a recess in there which takes the phone quite nicely. Then on here you've got the rear. You can activate that button there that pushes up the rear spoiler. So have a look and see if you can see it. There it goes. I'll just jump out, you can have a look at that. There it is, the rear spoiler up. You can see, and like I say, that comes up at 78 miles an hour, there or thereabouts, or if you push the button yourself. Okay. Oh, these flies everywhere. Then push it hold down again. Goes down. Has the lights. Oh, I was going to show you the hazard. The front indicators. They're pretty cool. Drive select, which is here. You've got dynamic, auto, comfort, efficiency, and individual, where you can set it all just to suit yourself. So basically, what I've done on there, I've just set it all up to individual. Everything's in dynamic apart from the suspension, which I've got in comfort, because I don't like it when it's bouncy, jumpy all over the place. So that's that. Yeah, the indicators. Let me show you the indicators. Okay, these are pretty cool. The front one's normal LEDs. Back ones go from the inside out. Whether you can see that. That's quite a cool feature on the car. Okay, so all the things on the car I really like. It's a cracking bit of kit. The sport seats especially, they are so comfy. And you've got a lumbar support as well, which you can activate on the side of the car, just down the side there. You can activate that, which is really nice. The manual seats, in terms of the rake bags and forwards, up and down, but I don't mind doing that myself. I can't see any point putting extra weight on the car when you're trying to save all the weight by having aluminium panels and everything else, while you put extra weight in the car by having motors and stuff to move your seats backwards and forwards. So yeah, really, really nice. So those are the things I like. The things I don't like about the car, as I say, it's going to be an impartial view, is on the front you've got your quilted seats, which, like I say, I do love. They're fantastic. On the back, you're stuck to the bare bones leather ones without any quilting, which I think is just lifted straight out of the old Mark II, which does seem a bit strange. When you spent in the region of £40,000+ on a car, you'd have thought they would have carried that forward. But they haven't, so there we go. Let me just turn this car off here. Turn it off. And another thing I don't really like is the actual fitment of the side skirts. There's been a lot of stuff on the Audi forums, TT forums. You can see there how big the gap is. It's just not fitting snug. If you look also at the front, you can see where it's just set back a bit. It's not flush. They are adjustable, so they can be adjusted, so I should probably get the dealer to adjust those as well. And on the other side, you can see there again, quite a big gap on the fit and finish on that side skirt, which is not really very good. Oh, there's the lumbar support I was talking about. You can see if we can see that or not. But yeah, you can adjust the lumbar, which is nice. Another thing I'm not too happy about is the wheel arch gap. You can see there's quite a gap between the wheel arch and the tyre compared to my old Mark II Black Edition. Look in the front, there's probably even a bigger gap there as well. God, look at the size of that fly. So yeah, I'm not so happy about that, but I do plan to put lowered springs on there and probably about 25mm lowered, and maybe 15mm spacers just to push the tyre out slightly from the arch, which should give it a more aggressive stance on the road, so that's something I need to do in the future. But apart from that, look, the car is fantastic. Really, really quick, 155 miles an hour limited top speed, and it goes really, really well. So, all things considered, it's if you were to ask me, is it a worthwhile purchase, I'd say yes, it is. There's some discounts to be had on the cars now as well. There was talk of up to £4,000 discount, but I don't think that was on the TTS. I think that was on the bog standard TT or the S line. TTS is still a bit of a premium price product. So, but yeah, if you used to ask me, is it a good purchase? I say yeah, go for it. Handling is superb. Good acceleration, top speed, like I say, limited to 125 miles an hour. Fantastic. And I think it looks pretty cool too, with those Audi rings that are now positioned on the bonnet. So anyway, there we go. That's a fairly concise review of the car. For those people that are looking to maybe buy, or just like to look at half-decent cars. There it is. I'm going to do a more in-depth review on the launch control as well at some point in a later video, so you can actually see how fast it takes off the line. I've not even tried that myself yet, so it'll be quite interesting to give that a go. But yeah, thanks for watching my channel, and I'll see you all later. Cheers. Bye.